Dog 1983 TV. About to get into the Secret Invasion review. Secret Invasion Episode 1 recap on Dog 1983 TV. Whenever you come in here, can you please like and subscribe to the channel? And if you don't, it's all good too, you know. I'm gonna say something real quick. I'm not for everybody, because some people say they want me to add more stuff to the background, whatever. I'm not doing this for money. I just do this because I love TV. I love good movies and good TV shows. That's why I'm doing this. And people want to know my personal opinion on certain movies and TV shows, or the Panthers. A lot of people know me across this platform as Sea Dog and everything, you know. But I just gotta come up here and do it how I want to do it. So sometimes if I go live or you see me smoking and drinking, you know, I will be smoking and drinking on my platform. You know, it is what it is. You don't like it, like I said, I ain't for everybody. It is what it is. But I will be breaking down this recap of this first episode of the Secret Invasion. As soon as the song goes off, now it's the Secret Invasion in the background that you hear playing. It was a crazy episode from the beginning, from the very fucking jump. This shit was fucking crazy. You know, if you just on point with the whole timeline and everything with these TV shows and these movies, cause it's all a timeline. But it'd be crazy when people be like, "Oh, I don't like Loki," or a certain TV series. It's all a timeline. So if you don't watch it, if you don't understand what's going on, cause you done missed Easter eggs in these TV series. Like, come on, man. I'm just a rat. Like, I feel like I'm a nerd at heart at the end of the day. Word up. Like I said, whenever you come in here, can you please like, subscribe to the channel? If not, it's all good. I do this shit for fun. I ain't up here trying to get paid or none of that crazy shit. You know, cause motherfuckers be up here beefing and all types of crazy shit on this shit. You know, shit be crazy, man. But anyways, let's get into this goddamn content, man. Let's recap. Like I said, the first episode, man, crazy, man. I got my notes right here. First episode, man. Agent Prescott is explaining the threat. We see Agent Ross is walking, you know, somewhere real secretly into a room where he sees and meets Agent Prescott. So he's in the room with Agent Prescott. And Prescott is sitting there, and Prescott is explaining to him the threat which is going on, and he has this big board, you know, basically like a teacher, with all these attacks of what's been going on across the world and everything the last couple of years and everything. And he's basically breaking down, telling Agent Ross that all these attacks, they are not regular attacks. He's telling telling him that the scrolls are using human bodies as shells and doing these attacks. And they're basically doing all these attacks across the world and everything. So Agent Ross is like, oh, he doesn't believe him, you know, or he needs more evidence to get in contact with Agent Fury and everything. So Agent Prescott then hands him a tablet, which on the tablet it has the plan for the scrolls to use a dirty bomb, three dirty bombs, and everything. So once he gives the information to Agent Ross looks at it. Agent Prescott then starts laughing when Agent Ross tells him that he's gonna get this information to Nick Fury. I guess at this time, Agent Prescott attacks Agent Ross, and he starts choking him with the cable and everything. I'm gonna get into. Oh man, let me keep on going. But at the time, Prescott starts choking Agent Ross, so he starts choking him. Then when he gets done, you know, while he fighting and everything on the ground, Agent Ross ends up shooting Prescott. So after he shoots Agent Prescott, he start running. There's a lot of people chasing Agent Ross and everything. So you see Agent Ross running for a period of time. Then until he runs and falls off this ceiling of this roof until he hits the ground. But before he hits the ground, Agent Ross calls Agent Hill and everything. So as soon as he hits the ground, Agent Hill pulls up at the same time. As soon as he's on the ground, you know, you know, in severe pain, and at the same time, another guy comes out the building, which Agent Hill sees the guy that comes out the building, and eventually is Talos and everything, and Talos is explaining to her that the guy on the ground isn't Agent Ross. The guy on the ground is a scroll. Now, me personally, everybody, as soon as this episode started, your spidey senses should have went off because if you remember, Agent Ross been on the run ever since Wakanda Forever. If you remember, at the end of Wakanda Forever, Okoye rescue rescues rescues Agent Ross. He's in the van and everything because she has on the new suit and everything that she wore during the battle against Nabar and his people, and the suit that goes on the water and everything, whatever. But so to me, at the beginning, I already knew that wasn't Agent Ross because Agent Ross is on the run. So automatically in my head, my spidey senses went off. No, this got to be a motherfucking scroll. But it just took Agent Prescott to realize it was a scroll and everything until he started fighting them. Then the scroll or the fake Ross op, you know what I'm saying, got there and killed them and everything. So after that, they play the music and everything. So right after that, we get into the next scene, which is let me get to my notes right here. I want to make sure I stay on track. The next scene we get is Nick Fury returns back to Earth, and it's kind of funny because whenever he lands, he's sitting there for a while. He's messing with his legs and everything. And the reason he's messing with his legs when he first lands because Nick Fury's been gone for years. Nick Fury's been gone ever since Tony Stark died in Endgame. I want to say this in this movie right here is probably want to say like 5 years. This is like 5 years after Endgame. So basically, Fury's been gone ever since Nick Fury. I mean, ever since Tony Stark's funeral. That's the last time we've seen the real Nick Fury. Was Tony Stark's funeral. After that, Talos and his wife Soran has been playing Nick Fury the whole time. Nick Fury's been up in the space station, working on the space station and everything. Or the space defense on the station called Saber, which we gonna learn, or which he's gonna tell Agent Hill down the line in the episode and everything. And that's why when he's messing with his legs, he got to get used to being back on Earth. Being back on gravity. Because he's been in space so long and everything. And he just messing with his leg and everything. It was just funny. And anyway, he gets picked up. So then he gets picked up by Agent Hill. Agent Hill takes him to Talos. So, she takes him to a building where he meets Talos. He goes upstairs, and this is where he actually sees Talos for the first time in years. And Talos is just really about to tell him what's going on and everything. Talos is talking about a flower that his wife had bought from their planet and everything, and that the flower had finally adapted to Earth and everything. Like, his wife said it would and everything. And then he's just going on how his wife Soren said that she would just always thought like it would take something like this, like a secret invasion, for Nick Fury to come back. Because Nick Fury been gone for so long, and everything. So Nick Fury's just asking Talos to tell him about the threat and everything. But at first, Talos is like, well, let's talk about you, Like you haven't been the same, like you've been gone all these years, And then this Talos is the first person who we gonna hear tell Nick Fury that, that Nick Fury hasn't been the same ever since the blip, ever since, since, not Endgame, the one before Endgame. Oh my God, I'm tongue tied right now. But basically, he's just telling them that he hasn't been you hasn't been the same since the blip. Which he hasn't been the same, and he's been gone the whole time. Then after that, then he goes and telling Nick Fury how Gravik. Well, first he tells Nick Fury how he gets kicked out of the council with the scrolls, and then how his wife dies, and then how his daughter left, and his daughter is running with the rebels right now, and everything. So then he tells Nick the same thing that Agent Prescott was telling the fake Agent Ross, how the scrolls want to take over the Earth and everything, and basically, just have the humans take each other out. That way they could just move right on in and everything on Earth. So Nick Fury gets mad when Talos tells him that Gravik, is trying, just basically, it's just causing all this carnage and everything with these rebel scrolls and everything, and the dirty bomb that he has planned. So Nick Fury gets mad and everything, and say he's gonna go for a walk, and Talos like, man, you going for a walk, because people are gonna recognize him because he's been gone for so long. So Nick Fury goes for a walk. So after he goes for a walk, he gets kidnapped by Sonya's men. And if everybody don't know who Sonya is, Sonya basically like Val is with the Thunderbolt team with America. But Sonya is the same thing for the people in London, which is Val is for the Americans with the Thunderbolt team. For as like the fake Captain of America from the Winter Soldier and Falcon series, that woman Val, she's the same thing. She's just dirty, just on the London side. And then, like she said, her and Nick Fury was talking, that they done did some work back in the days and everything. They done a collab, he done helped Sonya, and Sonya that helped him back in the day and everything. So let me get back to my notes. That. So they're sitting there talking, bullshitting around, and Nick Fury is asking Sonya, do she know what's going on with the threat of the scrolls and everything? And she's sitting there bullshitting, act like she don't know what's going on, but she really do know what's going on. And now this is the second person who's gonna tell Nick Fury, basically he ain't the same, basically but this person tells him that, basically goddamn the blip and goddamn Thanos goddamn, basically changed them, and that he ain't the same no more, and that the real Nick Fury would have seen her henchmen, like 3 miles away and everything, just basically making fun of him, just talking about how he's not the same anymore, after the blip and after Thanos and everything. So Nick Fury eventually tells her, I might can't tell a scroll from a human, but I can still tell if a human is lying. So basically says that. Then just tells Sonya, if she does find out anything, just get back with him in the future. Just holler at her brother. Just keeping up with my notes, man. I want to try to make sure I stay on point and stay on track, and try to keep this under like 20 minutes long for this recap. So what's next? That was important in this episode was. Okay, well next is we see this guy walking in the forest, and they see two guards with a gun, and then we find out this is the new Scrollos and everything. Basically, where the scrolls are staying at, they done made a little scroll world and everything. But all the scrolls that are there, they are not fighting and everything. Some of them just there living their regular lives and everything. And then it's where we find out where Talos' daughter is, Gaia, and where she's been the whole time. And she picks up this guy who's hungry and hasn't ate no real food in a long time, and takes them into this, new Scrollos and everything. And then this where we see this is where we see the real recruits and the shells And these machines, they don't say what the machines are, but they just say, that they are using the humans our shells and everything. But this is the first time we see these machines they are using on the humans and everything. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Then right after that, we see Sonya is talking to her boss because Nick Fury planted some type of device in her room before he left and everything. And then it was so smooth and so slick because we didn't even see when he did it, you know. But she's talking to her boss, her higher ups, and just telling them how Nick Fury is back and everything, and like the threat that the scrolls are bringing has to be super important and a real big threat because Nick Fury has left the space station and come back to Earth. That whatever they're planning is something big, even though that Nick Fury is off his game and it's something big. And this is how Nick Fury gets the information to intercept the bombs or try to get the bombs before Gaia get the bombs. Gaia and the Rebel Scrolls get the bombs and everything, and let the bombs off in London. So while they're there in London and everything, while they're Telos runs into his daughter, and this is basically telling her that this is when Gaia finds out that her mom is dead. And then Telos is telling her daughter that the same people that she's working for, which are the Rebel Scrolls and the head scroll being Gravik, basically killed her mom, and didn't even tell her and been keeping her from her and everything. And at the time, he puts his hand on her daughter while she's about to come out the manhole on the ground, and she just shoves him off and just keeps on going. So at the time, I'm like, oh man, she ain't got no remorse or anything. But as soon as she gets up there, she take about, I say she walks about 5-10 yards, goes into an alley and just hunches down and just starts crying, because she just finds out that her mom has died, and the people she's been working with this whole time basically killed her mom and everything. And even when she gets back to the compound, she tells the one higher up scroll who well I forgot, I can't, they don't really say his name in this episode, but the one scroll who's in control and telling everybody are they ready to be a shell and everything, and who she gives the bombs to when she come back and try to tell him they might need to hold on and everything. I'm gonna just say this is gonna call him the second in charge scroll, rebel scroll, you know, because she's like, man, and she basically just trying to buy time to help her dad and Nick Fury because she knows that they killed her family and everything. So right after that, we get a scene where Nick Fury is in a bar. And he walks in the bar and he looks in the mirror for a while. And when he looks at that mirror, it's a guy in there telling no matter what you're looking at in the mirror, that guy's not there anymore. And this is like the third person to tell Nick Fury he's not even the same person who he used to be. And this was crazy because this is a random motherfucker in the bar. Or it was probably just another scroll, in scroll form, and I mean in human form, just telling them he's not the same person anymore. And then Nick Fury buys him a drink. And right after this, Nick Fury sits down with Agent Hill, and him and Agent Hill have a discussion. And him and Agent Hill have a discussion and everything. And Agent Hill basically was just asking him, asking Nick Fury why did he leave, you know, Earth. And at first, Nick Fury gives her a bullshit answer, like he left to go work on the Saber Station, and and protect to protect the Earth and all that bullshit. Then Agent Hill was like, man, in the past, the old Nick Fury, anytime we playing chess and drinking, having drinks, he'd either tell me the truth. Then when Nick Fury comes out and had to be straight up with her, was like, man had a crisis of faith. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. We just gonna say that motherfucker was shook after the fucking blip. That nigga was shook and he didn't have the dog in him no more. His ass was shook and then he got the fuck on. And really ain't nothing wrong with that. If you ain't got no dog in you or you ain't got no fight in you, ain't no point in you being around. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. Motherfucker get the busting and you don't need nobody around you who got them just hiding and ducking and shit. He ain't gonna be goddamn busting back. No, you need a motherfucker who gonna pick up a gun and be busting back goddamn with you. I'm just being funny, man. Just doing some real shit though. But he just said he had a crisis of faith. We just gonna say his ass was shook. And then they gonna say basically that shit followed him up there to the goddamn even when he was out of space. That nigga was probably just paranoid, shook, and that shit followed him up there. And that nigga was why he was got them gone so long and scared to come back, because he felt like it probably felt like, man, this is something that, but after Thanos, that he felt like he couldn't stop anything. Like it doesn't matter what he does, there's nothing he can stop certain things from happening to the planet. You don't just say that. And then like I said, they had a little back and forth and talking. And then at one point, even Agent Hill tells him, he's not the same. It's like the fourth person to tell Nick Fury he's not the same since the blip. Ever since Thanos and everything, and how he would have seen the stuff 3 times, 3 miles away, but he's not. And basically basically telling him that Nick Fury always told her, there's no shame in leaving, when you can't do it no more or you don't have it in you no more. And basically telling him, it's a real threat going on right now with these scrolls, and that he might need to go back to the space station. He might not be ready for this fight. So that's the fourth person to tell him he ain't right. After the blip and everything. Then another important part is Agent Hill asks him why he comes back, and he says that he comes back for Talos. But then Agent Hill was like, do you mean really came back for somebody else as well? And he's basically saying Tony Stark, because like I said again, he's been gone ever since Tony Stark died, and he probably felt like that's another reason why he came back to Earth. He owed it to Tony Stark to fix this shit the Skrulls got going on, because Tony Stark fixed the last goddamn problem or invasion, which was Thanos and everything. You know. Then after that, we get Talos. He meets with his daughter, you know what I'm saying? And now she's trying, like I said, help them out and everything. And they meet at an undisclosed location and everything. And she basically gonna tell Talos that she's gonna mark the carriers, which she is a carrier herself, with infrared ink, so they can try to stop the bombs and everything before they go off in London and everything. So they get there and everything, and if anybody who watched the episode, they wasn't successful in stopping them from letting the bombs go off. Then at the same time, Gravik ends up killing Agent Hill and everything, which kind of threw me for a loop, because Agent Hill been around for so long and everything. But then at the same time, like, she told Nick Fury it was a real threat, you know what I'm saying? And really, back in the day, Nick Fury wasn't seeing that shit coming and wouldn't have let Agent Hill when it got killed, you know. So we gotta see how Nick Fury is. Is he gonna be like real ruthless back on his shit in this next episode in in the episode 2 of the Secret Invasion and everything. But that was unsuccessful, in getting them bombs, and that's another thing to let you know that Nick Fury not on this shit. He wouldn't let that shit wouldn't happen, But we gotta see what's gonna happen this goddamn next episode. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. Like I said, it was a lot going on in this first episode. To me, I really loved it. A really dope episode. Like I say, from the beginning, it was good because I automatically knew my spidey senses went off. I automatically knew that was the Agent Ross. You know, so I like Marvel. If you stay on point with the timelines and everything, with all the movies and TV series, you can't be lost. But anyways, man, that's just Sea Dog 1983 recap of the Secret Invasion episode 1, season 1. And whenever you come in here, like I said, if you can please like, subscribe to the channel. If not, it's all good. Man, everybody have a great day. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody got to smoke some weed, got them a little drink on something today. Sunday. I hope everybody get some good Sunday dinner. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody got them a good week. I'm try to drop me a Transformer recap this evening as well if I have time. If not, the Transformer recap will be coming tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Like I said, whenever you come in here, goddamn like, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? See Dog 1983 out. The dog is out the doghouse.